Hello, class. Hello, BMGT 400. Hello, Professor Wu. Welcome, welcome. This is my Diamondback Energy stock analysis. And Diamondback Energy, of course, is my chosen stock for this semester. It is an oil and natural gas company headquartered in Midland, Texas. This company focuses on the acquisition, development, and exploration of unconventional onshore oil and natural gas reserves, primarily in the Permian Basin, one of the most productive oil fields in the United States. The data sets used in this project include stock performance data and trading volume, of course, for the Diamondback Energy stock, and competitor data for EOG. And then I also used regional production data taken from Diamondback's 10K reports on its operations in Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. Why do tariffs matter? Why did I look at this project mainly through tariffs? The US government announced these tariffs, these major tariffs, on April 2nd. And these tariffs were a clear indication they were going to take a small hit on the oil industry, mainly because they rely on equipment and pipeline equipment internationally. And Diamondback Energy would use this policy shift and see it as critical because these were important imports that they'd be having price hikes on, and the market reaction to the tariffs may influence stock volatility and investor confidence. So yeah, let's move forward. We can see the time series dashboard for FANG. By looking here, this is the volume traded for both EOG and for FANG. So right here we can see that both companies had a huge hike in volume after April 2nd. And we can just see here that the high and stock low price trends for Diamondback show a dip immediately after the policy shift. So we can look here on April 2nd. April 2nd, it was at a low of 158 and then immediate dips right after. And yeah, the trend line shows that there's recovery happening as of April 17th. So yeah, recovery is happening slowly but surely, and we can just see here EOG progression versus FANG progression. Either or, both these oil companies took a major hit after April 2nd. Next, daily oil production by state. The main purpose of this interactive dashboard is to highlight Diamondback Energy's operations across the United States, and it's primarily in just three U.S. states: New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas. It's clearly evident here that its main operations are reliant, all its financial operations are reliant mainly in Texas. So without Texas, this company would not be able to survive. Whether tariffs are implemented or not, one thing is for sure, the Permian Basin in Texas is the key pipeline to Diamondback Energy's success. Now, let's have a greater focus on April here. We can see how would tariffs affect investors just by looking at the closing price for Diamondback Energy on April 2nd. Tariffs implemented, down $60, just like that in one night. But we see here, great recovery is just going up. It's already at 137 on April 17th. And we can see here daily opening price during the tariffs, just the opening start of the day, you know, completely fallen either through the daily lows, the low price just shows the lowest point of the market confidence each day. Market confidence is going back up. Lowest price there, everything is going in a positive direction moving forward. Overall, this dashboard allows you to explore daily trends and investor reactions surrounding a major economic policy shift. And we can see here with my start date parameter, we can just go back way farther just to see how successful of a firm Diamondback Energy is. Look at here through my fund scores, we can just see how quickly this company has been progressing. And then with a major economic policy shift, such volatility happened, but it still remains strong now. It's bouncing back clearly. Furthermore, with my start date parameter, we can just look here that even in April, we can have just a greater focus on April. Clearly evident that Diamondback Energy is making a comeback along all these oil companies are bouncing back after the economic policy shifts that were implemented by President Trump. Now, following the tariff announcement, Diamondback Energy experienced a short-term decline in stock performance, particularly in trading volume and daily lows. and closings, of course. But however, the company demonstrated resilience in the weeks that have followed, and with recovery trends in closing prices and investor activity, key reasons for this stability include domestic production focuses. You know, the tariffs are international, but considering the fact that this company is in the US, it should be insulated from many more geopolitical and international trade risks as it primarily tries to focus its supply chain issues domestically and its efficient cost structure, despite some resistance on imported steel and equipment. Diamondback's low break-even costs make it well positioned to absorb tariff-related expenses as it bounces back from this major economic policy shift. Again, China has been hit with a 145% tariff, so these oil companies will have to, you know, revolutionize where they get their supply chain from. Overall, I would recommend we invest in Diamondback as it is although it is experiencing volatility, it is a great company to invest in. And yeah, I want to thank you all for listening to my presentation.